Hey guys, welcome to Imiabi Rose, where you can find so many encouraging videos including faith videos, fashion, lifestyle, hair care and so much more. So definitely stay tuned and subscribe if you'd like to see more. So in today's relationship video, we're going to be talking about social media and relationships part 2. Bear in mind that I am a life and relationships coach. So if you would like to get coaching, definitely check out the link below. You can email me at coaching@imiabirose.com. If you're struggling, if you want to use this time to get up on your feet, let's talk, let's work one-on-one. Most of my experience comes from many years of bad choices. I've lived it, I've been on the front line. So it's not always easy, but there's always hope with God. And He has given us His word so that we can renew our minds. So let's make better choices. I do believe that God knew that there would be social media. Of course He knew. He knew everything, how everything was going to look. And you'll be surprised of how advanced things are in heaven. So I don't know what it is, but you guys voted social media and relationships is what you wanted to see next over healing from a breakup. So okay, let's talk about social media and relationships. Before I get into what I want to say specifically for today's video, I just wanted to kind of give you some kind of hacks or pointers about social media. Let's say men and social media. Now, as we know, men are very visual. A mature man will know that he is visual. And if this is someone that you're looking to get into a serious relationship with, you need to kind of have a conversation at some point before marriage about social media and the dangers of it. I hear of like some Christian couples say that they have like the same passwords or they know each other's passwords. For example, my pastor and his wife said that they have the same passwords on their devices because we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, so we're not ignorant of his strategy. So we do everything that we can to make sure that everything is on the same page. So because men are very visual, sometimes you notice like there's certain guys, sometimes I do this as a life coach because like my eye is always on, I'm always on, I don't miss a beat. I'm always analyzing people. So like sometimes I look at who a guy follows, and sometimes with even some church guys, you see like a lot of ladies dressed like very sexually, and it's almost like the kind of page where after a man looks at her pictures, he will just go straight to a pornography website and want to look at porn because that's exactly what it's kind of pointing towards. So I think it's very important for you as a lady to sit down and think about who you follow and why you follow them. I also notice some ladies follow men because they have a nice body, because they show their face and they're very handsome. But why are you following that account? Are they just posting about their bodies because they're like nice looking models, or are they posting scriptures and posting encouraging things? Because I actually looked at this myself, and I had a look the other day and I thought, okay, who am I following and why? And the men that I follow are either men that I know personally, or they're clients, or they're like business people, or they're my pastor or something like that. It's nothing about, oh, I'm following them because I think they're so fine. No, I don't do things like that because I know like the enemy can use anything. So just be very mindful, because the way that people communicate on social media these days is like if they want something with you and they're like the devil's son and they want to kind of steer you off your right path with God, they'll like a bunch of your pictures to get your attention. And if you have that insecurity and you need that attention, then unfortunately you may fall victim. Then they'll go into your inbox and start talking to you and flirting and stuff like that. So it's just about knowing. So for example, today on Facebook, and most of the time like men randomly add me. We don't have any mutual friends, we don't have anything to do with each other, but especially in this time, the devil's really using the online platform to really deceive people. So I'm using it for the glory of God. Hallelujah. So I invited him to my church link. I gave him my church link, my church group, and he just bypassed that. He didn't even want to know, and he was just flirting and talking about my looks and everything. So I just stopped talking to him. At the end of the day, like, I just want to talk about the gospel, and anyone that's gone into my inbox and thought that they could flirt with this woman of God, I'm not the one for that. Like, I'm not the one for that, because this woman here knows her worth, okay? So be very mindful that the person that you get with is not saying very immature things like, it's just social media, I'm only following her pictures, she's my friend. If she is, if this, you need to know like why you're following people. And I don't think that a serious person that's looking to get into marriage should be following random women on social media. Like, what for? So the day that she dresses a certain way, or the day that she slides into his DMs, because it's getting real out here, what are you gonna do? Like, know why you're doing something, pure reasons behind why you're doing things. So I wanted to give you like two kind of things I went through, or two different examples of men and social media, or relationships and social media. So many years ago when I was in relationships, I'll talk about the first one. So I was in a relationship. I put our pictures up because I was so proud of the fact that I was in a relationship. But one thing I noticed was that the guy I was with didn't post any pictures of me at all. And I think I remember asking him, like, when are you going to start posting pictures of us? Like, and for me, that really says a lot. Like, when a guy doesn't post pictures, like, you post pictures, but he doesn't. And I really feel like men should lead in love as well. I feel like men should be the ones that are leading all the way. I strongly believe in that, because men are very different. Like, I feel like women don't like to hear the truth about men and like how they really are. As much as men are visual, they're also like, there's more women in the world than men, so it's like there's sport for choice. And a man always wants to like choose like the best out of, like, he wants to know that he has chosen the best and the most beautiful and the most like quality woman ever. So like for him, it's like he always goes for like more than he thinks that he deserves. Like, he always trying to get the most prettiest woman. Like, men are just very visual. You're going to think it's just super immature, but that is the way that they've been created. It's so important to make sure that you close your legs when you're getting to know a guy, because what men do, and even Christian men, they have like a few ladies like that they would potentially get with, and sometimes like they will start to talk to like multiple women until they decide to choose who they get with. So there's no point of having sex with anyone, because this guy's not really that into you at that point. And the way that men like fall in love, or get, or step in love, or whatever, it's different to the way us ladies are with our feelings. So you just have to be very wise. Like, some people say, think like a man. And I guess, well, I don't know, just think with wisdom. Just think with wisdom, and just know that, like, don't overthink that you're like, his number one just because he said a few words. The real and true action is when he actually proposes to you and marries you. That's the time when you see that he's actually done something for you. Not to talk, not to say nonsense, but to actually put words into actions. So I noticed that the guy I was with wasn't posting any videos, any pictures of me at all. And he never did throughout the whole relationship. And as time went on, I started to see that he just wasn't that into me at all. And some of you may think that it's not really a big deal if men don't post your picture, but I believe in men leading in love, because of the fact that if he's chosen you, and you know that men's nature, like, they're visual, some of them can be immature, some of them can be very simple when it comes to certain things. If you know that he's chosen you, you need to see that in action. So I would say, like, if a guy's posting you too early, like, be concerned, because he may be posting you to try and get back at an ex, and trying to use your picture to get back at an ex-partner. Now, this actually happened to me. So the second guy that I want to talk about, he basically put my picture on his WhatsApp picture, or WhatsApp profile, to get back at a lady that he was seeing, just because he felt like she was talking to multiple men and asking him for money. And so he used my picture very early on. We weren't even together. I don't think we were properly together, or we maybe just got together. Like, it was just very early on. And he put my picture up, and he tried to make it look as though he's showing his seriousness, or he's trying to just say, oh, I was just testing you to see if you would tell me to put it down. But men play a lot of games, you would think that they're children. They actually play a lot of games, and they do a lot of tests on people. So I later realized, and the reason I realized is because later into the relationship, we were starting to get a bit more serious, and I was like, okay, so when are you going to put up a picture of us, like, to make it more official? Because I use things that may seem to people as small things. I use them to measure and see where someone is at with me. I try and just use little tests as well, because we have to be wise as well, ladies. So, and then he was going on funny, like, I'll do it. But the other time I didn't have to ask him to do it. So I would say, that let everything be done in a timely manner and in a wise manner. If he's putting your picture up too soon, without really you guys having a real discussion on it, not everything has to be prescriptive and structured, but let things flow and feel peace about certain things. So if he's putting your picture up too soon, it may just be that he's trying to get back at someone, or trying to show off and trying to prove a point to someone. But at the end of the day, that relationship with you may not even be going anywhere. And also, don't be the first to put a picture up, I would say, as a lady. Like, if you're in a relationship, I would just say let the guy lead in love. You need to see some actions, because this kind of time that we're living in with social media and all the enemies, tricks and traps, just be sure that the guy that you're with is leading in love and leading the way for you. I wouldn't recommend putting a picture up and being the first person to put a picture up and announce your relationship. And this is something that you need to be talking about as well. I also just wouldn't recommend like to be putting up pictures of people that you're dating and getting to know. I wouldn't recommend that either, just because you just don't know where it's going. It's too early on. People that when you put your picture up, it kind of even makes you more of a target as well, because like the enemy wants to see you fall. God forbid you'll never fall, but the enemy wants to try and use different schemes. So yeah, it's just about being very mindful. It's about being wise. It's about having etiquette on social media and just being private as well. Like, you don't have to show your private life. Like I would have done you a disservice if a few years ago, when I was doing online dating, or when I was seeing people, when I was in a relationship that I wasn't sure about, if I had put a picture out there, I feel like I would have been doing you guys a disservice, just because like I want to say that I'm in a relationship, just because I want to show. And it also goes down to like your own self-worth and your own confidence in yourself and what you're doing. Like, there's many beautiful pictures out there of couples and they look very good, but when you have discernment, you can see through things. You just can look at a picture and know like, okay, I don't think all is well here. And also, without the foundation of Christ, no relationship can stand, because when the storm comes, the building falls down easily. So there's no point of being envious of like couples out here on social media, as you have seen. And I speak about this in my book as well, Lord, Is This Relationship For Me? If you want to get that. As you have seen on YouTube, like there's been so many couples that have vlogged their relationship, and I feel like the psychology behind that is that sometimes it just gets a bit too much. Like, couples can have an argument just before they put the camera on, and they're acting. They've now turned into acting, and the whole the whole relationship has turned into a business. The whole marriage has turned into a business. So things just fall apart, and then you start to see people coming out and saying they're divorced. So I don't think it's advisable to let the whole world in on your relationship. I also think that you should have a sense of privacy. It's very important. And do things in a very structured manner. Allow the Holy Spirit to guide you. Don't put up a guy's picture too early. Guys, God bless you. If you have any suggestions on the next relationship video, please let me know, because I'm happy to talk about it. And you should get my new book as well, Lord, Is This Relationship For Me? Not so new anymore, but it's a gem and I love it. God bless you. Bye.